I greet you in Jesus' precious name. Welcome to our little garden right next to our little home here. I want to speak to you today about being bossy. And this is not a joke. We've got to be so careful we don't become bossy, especially when we are desperate to see our families come into Christ. And we start to lay the law down. And all it does, it gets their backs up and they turn away. If we look at 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 3, Peter's saying here, nor as being lords over those entrusted to you, but rather being examples to the flock. Don't lord it over your children. Yes, discipline is most important in the house. Remember, I had 5 children I had to bring up in this little house here. But don't lord it over them. Don't force them to go and do things that they don't want to do when it comes to the things of God. There's certain things they must do, whether they like it or not, if they're under your roof. But try and woo them. Try and encourage them into the things of God. Dad, your son, when he sees you get up in the morning and have your quiet time, he'll have his quiet time. I can tell you right now. But if you lie in your bed and then you tell him he's got to get up in the morning and have his quiet time, he won't. He really won't. Do not lord it over God's people, but rather lead by example. Now, we've used this illustration before about the shepherd, the good shepherd and the sheep. The good shepherd leads his sheep. In the Middle East, the shepherds don't chase their sheep with sheepdogs like we do in the West. They lead them. They call them. Some of them actually have got bells. They ring bells and the sheep follow the good shepherd. They don't force the sheep. When you start forcing any animal, whether it be cattle, sheep, doesn't matter what it is, normally you find they start losing weight, they start losing condition because they start to stress. The same thing applies with your family, with your children. Don't boss them around. Rather lead them by love and example. The good shepherd leads his sheep and then they follow after him. You know, at the Last Supper, the Lord Jesus Christ led by example. Remember, he took the towel, he tied it around his waist, he took a basin of water and he started to wash his disciples' feet. He led by example. He didn't force them. He said, you must do the same. If you want to be the greatest, then you must be prepared to be the least. Never expect somebody to do a job that you can't do. I've seen it so many times in the agricultural field where the boss drives around in his pickup and he starts shouting at his tractor driver because he's driving in the wrong gear. Rather get out of your pickup and when the driver comes to the headland with his tractor, ask him to move over and you jump on the tractor and show him what gear he must travel in and what speed he must travel in, etc. By example, then he'll respect you. But if you just shout at him, he knows you can't do it anyway. So why are you doing that? We need to be gentle and not bossy. And the quickest way to lose respect is when we are forcing people to do things instead of leading them by love and by example. Your children will never do what you tell them to do. They will do what you do. So make sure that you do the right thing. Then you don't have to force them to get out of bed and have a quiet time in the morning or to help in the house or to love each other. Same thing goes in the field. Your workers will do the work. They'll do it exactly like you do it. Get there first in the morning and then lead by example and don't be bossy. Until next time, God bless you and goodbye.